Hello, and welcome back to the Aethercast Report. I am your host, Donovan, and today we're going to be talking about a variety of different recent news from different parts of the industry, ranging from Nintendo leaks to Epic Games laying off a large portion of their company. And with me, as always, are my two co-hosts. Xander, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing okay.
Good to hear.
How about you, Chance?
I'm still not qualified to talk about any of this.
That's okay. None of us are. We are complete amateurs, not just at podcasting, but also at talking about important stuff. So, yeah.
And that means that you can't get mad at us.
Yeah, true.
Or they can. We're not going to tell you how to live.
Let's start with making Nintendo mad. Who wants to make Nintendo mad with me?
I love hating Nintendo, even though I love them.
According to former employees, Nintendo is absolutely furious following major leaks, including, but not limited to, a Ocarina of Time remake.
That's pretty pog.
I mean, to be fair, I would be very happy for a Ocarina of Time remake. As to why they're upset, I can understand why, because if it is true, then somebody screwed up. I'm not opposed to it.
The thing about leaks, and I imagine that if a company didn't plan their own leak, which has happened, I'm sure, I would be pissed too, personally. Like, I'm working this hard, and I don't get to dictate whenever I get to announce something. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, but that's kind of a thing in the gaming industry these days, is leaks are going to happen. The best you can do is just worry about damage control at this point.
But these leaks are coming from an account named Nate the Hate, which I guess has a pretty good track record on leaks coming true. I didn't verify it myself, so I need to look into that, and I'll have a little pop-up that says whether it's true or not. They leaked the announcement of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake this Christmas, a new Starfox game, a fresh Switch sports title due this summer.
Huh.
Well, I'm excited about two of those.
Starfox is going to be another thing that we talk about here soon.
Yeah, doesn't, when was the last Star Fox game?
I think the 3DS. I think that was the last one.
Wow. They definitely been putting him on the back burner for a while.
Oh, him and a lot of other.
It's interesting considering the fact that he's popping up in the new Super Mario Brothers movie, but yet we haven't seen a game from him in years.
Oh, never mind. I'm wrong. It was Star Fox on the Wii U.
Oh.
Star Fox Zero specifically.
My mind goes to Nintendo and how they really had a problem with leaks right now that they don't seem to be able to solve, Ellis said, highlighting an unprecedented nature of the leak and what it means for a company like Nintendo that relies on the element of surprise to help market its upcoming games. This isn't just somebody cryptically tweeting out a few things 24 hours before Nintendo Direct, Ellis said. This is somebody who has laid out their entire lineup for the rest of this year and part of next year's. For a company like Nintendo, whose approach to marketing is propped up by the element of surprise, this is a big problem. I have noticed that, actually. Like, a lot of their marketing does rely on them being surprises.
Like the Metroid Prime remaster, when the Metroid Prime remaster came out.
Oh, yeah.
That one was dropped the exact same day.
Yeah, that's really cool. They need to do more of that.
Yeah, in fact, I've noticed that a leak can be so detrimental to a potential game's release that it can completely shift everything that has the company has planned. If I remember correctly, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but didn't Insomniac have like their entire timeline post Spider-Man 2 unveiled, and they basically had to completely change course on that because of it?
I'm not entirely sure, but I mean, I know they've had to delay games because they just weren't ready yet. Like, I'm pretty sure Wolverine got delayed due to development issues. If I'm not mistaken. I could be, though.
I'll have to double check that, but I'm fairly certain a major leak is the cause of they had to change up their entire roadmap.
Yeah. I do know that Wolverine got leaked when it was not even in alpha yet, and a lot of people were like, man, this game looks unfinished. Well, I wonder fucking why.
Yeah, makes sense.
Generally, a lot of the strategy to releasing the game is when you release it. Sometimes companies will plan around other companies' big releases. Like, you don't want to release around the same time as a new Zelda game. That is like the worst thing you can do for your game.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah. So when Nintendo, who relies heavily on these surprise announcements, gets basically the rug pulled out from under them, it could really hurt their potential sales numbers.
The rest of this quote is, this just feels like an uncharted territory for Nintendo. They've had leakers before, and they've dealt with leakers before. This feels like a different situation, and I don't know what's going to happen next. But for the company overall, this is going to be a major priority going forward. But Nintendo has not commented on the leaks just yet. And I wouldn't suspect them to. They don't really do that kind of thing.
I mean, I'm going to buy it whether or not they announce it same day or if I get figured out about it leaked right now.
You said 2 of those games sounded something that you'd be interested in. I'm assuming that's going to be The Legend of Zelda and maybe the Starfox.
That would be correct. The Switch sports game, I didn't even buy the first one because it didn't look that good.
Yeah, me neither.
And they sold it for full price, I think.
It should have just been a tie-in, just like the Wii.
Yeah, it should have been sold with the console.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't. It definitely would have helped sales, but sweetened the deal a little bit for the price increase of like the Switch 2 and all that, or at least the higher rated price, I should say.
Yeah, because when you compare it to Wii Sports, it's only got like 5 games on it, but it's endlessly replayable. And it's free compared to the Switch Sports, which is a $60 title. And I don't know how many games it has, but I'm sure the value just isn't there compared to Wii Sports.
Especially since it was free.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did I ever say what I was meaning to loop around and say, which was that I hope that Ocarina of Time gets the Final Fantasy VII remake treatment and not just another 3DS type port where it's exactly the same?
Yeah, because while I do enjoy the 3DS game, I can definitely see it's just basically a squeaky clean port, not exactly a full-blown remake. And I think, like, with modern controls, it could definitely sing.
But also, like, if you're going to port, or like if you want a remake to play like the original version of the game, just upscale the 3DS port and port that. You don't need to make a whole remake to play essentially the same game. All right, so the next topic, sticking with Nintendo, but is also going to be a continuation of our price of video games discussion. Nintendo has announced that they are going to do separate pricing for physical and digital games. So physical games are going to remain the same price that they've always been, but digital games are going to be $10 cheaper.
About damn time.
Yeah, that's a win in my book.
Yeah, I never understood the whole point of keeping the price points for digital and physical games the same whenever you actually need to manufacture a disc in order to make a physical copy, when a digital one is just uploaded to the air.
I can tell you what justifies that. Greed.
Greed!
So give it to Nintendo to actually take the non-greedy route? Man, what am I saying?
That's not going to happen.
And so far, they're the only company that's doing that. Obviously, Steam don't count since they're always digital only, and they don't really sell their own games anymore.
No, but what they do is they have these insane discount sales.
Oh yeah, at least once a quarter.
Me like Steam discount.
But yeah, Nintendo, keep making good decisions like this.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I'm actually glad to see that somebody is actually making a difference between physical and digital.
I mean, I could see them being like, okay, so the game is base $70, so we'll sell it for $70, then you'll pay $80 for the physical.
Don't they already charge $80 for a game?
Mario Kart World.
I don't think it's worth $80. Even though I like Mario Kart, I do not think it's worth $80.
I need to play more of that game, and I can let you know if I think it's worth it.
I'll just play Sonic Racing instead.
Sticking to the pricing topic, it looks like Sony's going the opposite route. They're making their consoles more expensive.
Yep.
I mean, I think it's necessary, even if it hurts. I would imagine it has something to do with the increasing price of RAM lately.
For US prices, starting next week, the PS5, the standard PS5 is going to be $649.99.
Jesus.
The digital edition is going to be $59.99. No, $599.99. And the Pro is going to be $899.99. So that's a lot of money.
Yeah, going up $100 is kind of wild.
Yeah. Given the fact that it was already a pretty pricey console to begin with, and the beginning of its life cycle, it was kind of difficult to get one.
But also, like, if you don't have a PS5 at this point, and you've been waiting for the console prices to go down, but now they're going up. Yeah, it looks like you're not getting a PS5.
I found this graph, and I just sent it into the Discord so you guys can have a look at it, but it showcases the price points of what they were launched, what they were after 6 years, and you notice how literally the PS5 is the only one that increases its percentage.
Wait, has the PS5 been out for 6 years already?
Roughly.
Jesus.
That feels right, but it also feels wrong.
Yeah, I hear you on that one. I blame COVID for that one because of it making it to where, for one, it was a lot more difficult to get said console, so it felt like it was actually longer.
Oh yeah, I wasn't able to get my PS5 for like 2 or 3 years.
Same. And then all of a sudden they're talking about the PS6. I'm just like, it does not feel like it's gone through a full life cycle.
We're like, bro, slow down.
But it has.
And unfortunately, the PS6 might be looking about, like, I don't know, $1,000 at this point.
What might be contributing to these price increases is probably AI buying up all the graphics cards and RAM.
Mostly the RAM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mostly the RAM. The world economy going to shit thanks to U.S. tariffs.
And other things.
Let's just say there's a lot of factors that contribute to the prices going up, but damn, this is hurting the consumer more than anything. I can see why a lot of gamers have been saying that gaming has been on a decline now.
Well, that's the thing, is that gamers are always going to find a way to game, whether they get new consoles or not. So that, as a hobby, is going to stick around. What Sony needs to worry about now is, like, why would anyone want to buy this console when a lot of their exclusives are getting put on Steam already? Their consoles are getting more expensive, so at that point, people might as well just buy a pre-made PC. Yeah, I just, like, I don't see any reason to buy a PS5 right now. Not with the price increase.
Well, that is because Sony has effectively gone back to doing console exclusivity. Let me see if I can pull up the article, but there is a news report showing that, and this is from IGN, Sony has reportedly returned to console exclusivity. I'm trying to pull up the article, but turns out to be an IGN video.
So no more Steam releases is what you're saying?
Pretty much. All their PlayStation exclusives going forward is going to be essentially console exclusive.
Isn't it crazy how different Sony and Microsoft are?
It's kind of, I think that's one of the reasons why they decided to go with the exclusives, because of what Xbox has been doing, but basically turning, instead of just, working on consoles, they're just branching out for all of their stuff and making it available on every platform. It was actually released about towards the beginning of this month, but basically Sony has in reported years expanded to PC, but refrained from going as far as Microsoft, which releases all its games on the PC at the same time as consoles. Sony, however, has emerged a staggering approach, releasing its single-player games on PC after a period of console exclusivity.
So after increasing the prices of their console, they're hoping that these games are going to go back to being system sellers, is what you're saying.
That's pretty much what I'm getting from this. It's like Sony's realizing that with everybody else basically saying, okay, instead of trying to push out machinery, we'll just put the programs on every machine. They're trying to justify them having a console in the first place. Since Project Helix, Xbox's console PC hybrid, and the Steam machine of the same variant are basically going to kind of bridge the gap between the two different systems. And because of this, it's going to beg the question, what's the point in having a PlayStation anymore?
It's cheaper than a PC.
Well, the PS Pro is proving otherwise when it's getting up to $900.
But that's also the more expensive variant.
True, but who's to say they won't jack up the prices anymore?
I mean, computer prices are also going up at the same time, so...
True. But I can buy computer parts, one at a time and slowly build up a system as I go.
Go look at how much RAM is right now.
I know what you mean.
You know what? I think I'm going to do that. Amazon.com. DDR5 RAM. Jesus fucking Christ.
How bad is it?
I'm not finding one below $200.
That's crazy. Is it like 16 gig sticks?
There's two 16 gigs for almost $500.
That's wild.
It does give you an idea of the price point on the market value. Given the fact that AI is essentially buying up all the RAM they can in order to essentially have a machine say please and thank you after everything. It's wild. It is wild that all the RAM prices are just going to AI.
Yeah, thanks AI. Really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the PlayStation Portal remote player is going up to $250 in case anyone cares about that.
Well, it's a good thing I already bought one.
I don't have one, nor do I care to have one.
It's not terrible. It's not great.
I gave Sony a little bit of shit earlier for the raising prices, but I would not be surprised if Nintendo and Microsoft follow suit.
Oh, absolutely not. Especially Nintendo.
I mean, they already raised their prices for the console in the US specifically around the tariffs. So they might not go up, at least not for a while. But I guess the difficulty to get RAM might also contribute to them raising it sooner than we expect. So I guess we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Mm-hmm.
You guys like Fortnite?
I can't say whether or not I dislike it or like it. Or, excuse me. I can't say whether I like it or dislike it. Just kind of neutral to it.
Let me make that question a little broader. Do you like Epic Games?
Not really. Not after them trying to sue Steam for having that AI mandatory notice.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, yeah. I'm fairly certain that it's still in the courts, but Epic was suing Steam for having the forcing anybody to upload a game onto Steam's website. They have to put a disclaimer saying, "Hey, this was made with AI," and Epic is suing them over it.
Why?
Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney is publicly supporting a $656 million or $900 million class action lawsuit against Valve Steam, allegedly anti-competitive practice such as mandatory 30% commission, restricted on game pricing across all platforms. Where's the whole deal about the AI thing?
It's crazy to think a rival platform would support a lawsuit against them.
Okay, no, the lawsuit's a different thing. However, Tim Sweeney has publicly criticized Valve's policy requiring developers to disclose and label games made with generative AI on Steam, calling it pointless.
Okay, so not as bad, but still pretty bad.
Well, he's definitely throwing
Shade.
Throwing shade over on Valve for pretty much anything he can get his hands on. I mean, publicly shaming Valve for, saying, hey, let's make sure that we let the buyers know what they're getting was used with AI generation. And he's just like, nah. And then this class action lawsuit basically... And the sad thing is that the what he's suing them over is essentially Steam being too good at their job.
Well, sounds like fucking CEO of Epic Games, senior fuckface. I don't know what his name is. I forgot already.
Tim
should
Sweeney.
probably work on. Yeah, that guy should probably work on making his platform better rather than trying to sue the problem away. That's so stupid. That's so dumb.
They try to say that it's that Steam has a monopoly on the digital game storefront, but they don't. It's just all their competition sucks.
Yeah, I mean, they have like a monopoly of the market share, maybe, but it's not anything that they're doing. It's just their competition isn't being competitive.
Exactly. I mean, have you seen GOG?
I have not, but I know a lot of people swear by them.
Exactly.
True, that's fair.
Exactly. You don't really know about them because they don't really make it a point to make themselves known. So it's not Steam's fault for just because of the fact that they have better marketing, better word of mouth, and honestly, all these lawsuits are doing is just giving them more publicity.
My input is that Steam is really good and long live Gabe Newell.
Well, considering the fact that I heard about Gabe Newell giving an employee who was ill at one point time off and fully paid for him as well. I'm not so sure how true that is, but kind of shows the staunch differences between Gabe Newell and Sweeney.
Yeah, that's going to tie in beautifully into this next one. Like, there couldn't have been a better segue. Epic Games boss Tim Sweeney responds after Fortnite layoffs revealed to include employee with terminal cancer who will lose life insurance.
Yep.
Gabe Newell would never. Recently, they laid off more than 1,000 employees from their jobs, which is never good. And honestly, like, the mass layoff thing is been a pretty bad thing within the industry. In fact, actually, a couple years ago, as part of a student project, I had to cover some news, and I remember I covered the mass layoffs from Microsoft at the time because it was really, really bad. And more companies have been laying off a lot ever since, and Epic Games has now just joined that list.
Like I'm still upset that people lost their job, but also just like, if it was going to be any company, it was surely going to be Epic.
You think so?
They're like, Fortnite isn't printing money fast enough. Get rid of the plebeians.
I actually found the note that Tim sent to his employees off of their actual website. And this is what it says, word for word. Today we're laying off over 1,000 Epic employees. I'm sorry we're here again. The downturn in Fortnite's engagement that started in 2025 means we're spending significantly more than we're making, and we have to make major cuts to keep the company funded. This layoff, together with over $500 million of identified cost savings in contracting, marketing, and closing some open roles, puts us in a more stable place. Okay, can I just point out that literally the saying, I'm sorry we're here again, that's almost like the same vein of just saying, well, back at it again.
I wonder how much he gets paid.
Yeah, that's another thing, too, is the fact that I notice a lot of these people who are doing layoffs don't seem to take pay cuts themselves.
Hold on. I'm gonna give more praise to Nintendo here. They were in a situation where they had to choose between the CEO taking a pay cut or laying off people. You know what they chose? They chose to take the pay cut.
This is what Iwata chose. The CEO. He chose it, not Nintendo.
Yeah, that's true. The CEO of Nintendo at the time.
He was a good guy, and he will be missed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that just goes to show the philosophy of people that actually care about their company versus those who just want the money.
Yeah. And the sad thing is these mass firings cause a lot of problems for a lot of people. In fact, there's a story that's been kind of floating around on Facebook, X, and all them about a programmer who was relying off of the health insurance because he had tumors in his brain. And because of these mass layoffs, he can't get any more insurance because the way the insurance companies are, you can't get insurance when you have what is called a pre-existing condition. Believe it or not, and I actually have the post from the programmer's wife named Jenny Griffin, I'll be sure to send you the link, giving massive updates on her husband's condition, given the fact that she's basically just down on her luck because of this. Luckily enough, this story got some major traction, and Sweeney himself basically said Epic is in contact with the family and will solve the insurance for them. This is high confidentiality around medical information, and it was not a factor in this layoff decision. Sorry to everybody for not recognizing this terrible, painful situation and handling it in advance. And if you check out the comment section of this tweet, it basically boils down to fuck you.
Yeah, I'm of two minds on that. On one hand, it's cool that they're making the company right, or the ex-employees right, and trying to help them out. But on the other hand, if I don't think that they would go out of their way to help pay for medical stuff had this story not blown up.
Oh, that's exactly the pace. In fact, people have called them out because of that. It's like, after your name was drugged through the dirt now you're saying, hey, let's go help these people. It looks very shitty on not only the company, but Sweeney himself.
And that's a difficult thing, is that technically, as a company, you shouldn't have to worry about that sort of thing. The only thing that I feel like they could have done better, honestly, is to give a much quicker notice of these layoffs, or like give them 2 weeks to a couple months in advance to let them know that this was going to happen, to give them time to get all their affairs in order. Because you shouldn't be forced to keep someone in your company just because they have medical problems. But it's to me, it seems like the suddenness of it is what the issue is here.
Yeah, because that's one of the reasons why people don't bother with 2-week notices anymore, because why should I give you time to find a replacement when you can fire me at any given moment in time and I have to scramble to find a new place of employment?
And because basically every company is laying off people, I'm sure it's hard to find other work in a relatively good time.
Especially in the games industry.
Man, I would love to get a developer on here to talk about this particular issue.
If only we knew one.
So yeah, Epic layoffed over 1,000 employees. Not great.
Not Pog.
No, it is not. And the fact that the CEO had to get dragged through the dirt just to do something nice is terrible.
Not Pog indeed.
I don't have any other topics in queue right now, but there is another thing that I could talk about. Pokemon Champions just released their release date and also some more information about what the game is going to be like and the pricing structure around it.
That worries me. Let's hear.
So the release date is going to be April 8th. The game itself is going to be free to play. There will be a free battle pass and a premium battle pass, as well as a subscription that you can pay for to store more Pokemon. You can move Pokemon in and out of Pokemon Home into Champions that you get from other games, obviously. If you don't have Pokemon or that in your Pokemon Home, or you don't have the one that you want to use, they have a way to rent Pokemon for free. It's a limited time thing, so you rent a Pokemon for like a week and then they go away, or you could pay in-game currency to keep them permanently. And from what I understand, every match you play, you get this currency, or I imagine you can also pay for it. They didn't really say anything about that.
It's a live service game. Of course you can pay for it.
It's Nintendo. You're gonna pay for it.
But there also is going to be a starter pack.
Okay.
I already have Pokemon in my Pokemon Home, so I'm covered.
Yeah, I got it a little bit.
I only have like 1,000 Ralts.
Yeah, no, we've seen.
Yeah.
If you're raring to get into the heat of battle, Pokemon Champions Plus Starter Pack for Nintendo Switch is here for you. The Starter Pack will make it easier to both obtain and train Pokemon, perfect for constructing a wider variety of teams. And then the Championship membership training just got even easier. Paid memberships adds a variety of features that will further enhance your battling and training experience in Pokemon Champions. Players with an active membership can store more Pokemon in their box, have more battle teams usable at once, unlock membership exclusive missions, and unlock membership exclusive battle songs. Is there anything else we want to talk about, or are we good to wrap up?
I think we're good to wrap up.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us on this particular episode. Chance, where can we find you?
Chance Music with a Sue.
New music coming soon.
Theoretically.
Xander, where can we not find you?
You can find me by my username and or handle as Alistair Raichu.
Oh, you're going public, huh?
Yeah, might as well. You'll find me on like PlayStation, Steam, whichever you prefer.
He doesn't have a Twitter account.
Don't look me up on Steam.
You don't want to see his degenerate games.
I keep those hidden.
All right. Well, thank you for coming and watching, and we'll catch you next time. Goodbye.
Later.
Bye.